Morning and welcome back to Crypto Corner. I'm your host, Greg Harriman, welcoming you to the last day of January. And we're going to go through what we've been doing once again. A lot of videos out there going all the way back to July. We're going to kind of look back a little bit today on what we've done and why we've done it. And so we're hoping that if you're just joining for the first time, that you'll smash the like button, that you'll stay all the way to the end to see what we're doing, and there's some charts, and feel free to take screenshots and look at them as you go and as you're building your portfolio. So for those that are new, our philosophy is that we just want to be safe. So we're doing safe coins with secure things like Coinbase. We're using Coinbase, and we want to be able to sleep at night. I mean, a lot of people are out there saying, I want, 500x, I want, 1000x. Those are one in a million, and to me, there are not many people out there that are going to actually get that. But what we can do is we can start making life-changing money as we're going along by farming, by diversifying, by getting 2 to 3 times the value of our money every year. So that's what we're after. So, kind of where did we start? We started back in July of 23, and we made a list, and you can see that in the upper right-hand corner of all the different categories that we're doing. So there's layer ones, there's mid risk, there's speculative, and there's high risk. And so what did we do? I would encourage you to go back and look at the other videos, but we opened an account on Coinbase. We funded it with about $1,000. We chose layer one coins. Those are the most secure. Then we had some mid risk, we had some speculative, and then we had some high risk. And then we'll see a little bit how it played out. We monitor everything that we're doing, and we go back and look and say, look, a good example is Atom. We have farmed 3 times where it's gone up in value. We sold some of our coins. We're staking them on Coinbase. But what we didn't stake, we sold, and then we bought back again lower. Then as it went back up, we sold again. So we've got about 25 to 30% more coins than we had with the exact same money that we have. So we can use the same allocation. We can do everything that we've been doing. We just get more coins, and in the long run, we'll have more money. So as we look back, you can see that most of our calls have stayed even at the worst. So things like Jasmine, things like Gala, they're about at 100%. But we also have some that have just jumped. Solana is over 500%. Super is over 500%. Render is over 200, and so is STX. And this is the last week with STX because we feel like the law of diminishing returns is coming in on that. And so we've added S Fund, where again, it's more of a risk, but we think there's more reward going back up. You can take a screenshot of this. You can see what category they're in with the blue arrow, and then you can see whether that's in your safe zone, your mid risk, your speculative, or your high risk. And so and then the percentage beside that is what percentage you should have in each of those. If you have $1,000 and it shows in one of the sheets here that you should have 650 of it in these number ones category in the safe zone and 65% of your portfolio. Will you get as good a returns if we go back and look at these high numbers? Solana was in that top category, so that's one that made it over 500%. But Super was in category 3, so that's now you're talking about definitely speculative, and then just above high risk. So, but STX we doubled with high risk, and Render we doubled with high risk. But VRA, not doing much. Gala, not doing much. So you're going to have some of those hit and some of them not hit. So you got to be prepared and not surprised by that. Lastly, if you've not jumped in, we went over this last couple of videos. It's not too late. We feel like the bull run is just starting to gain some momentum, and we're not going to be there maybe for another quarter or two at least. And then within that bull run, remember, we're going to have a lot of pullbacks and then we're going to go ahead. We're going to have pullbacks and we're going to go ahead. And I'll show a chart of that next time. What I see is, we go up 30%, we come back 10. We go up 36%, we come back, 12. And then at some point, there's usually a pretty big correction in there of about 30%. And what we want to do is see if we can time that somewhat correctly so that we sell at those highs and not exact highs, but we sell as we're moving into it and we've made some good money. And we hold that for the rainy day when that 30% comes down, and then we jump in at that point. So and we'll be doing it week by week. You'll see what we've invested in. We've invested in a lot this week. You're going to see that. Um, okay, this is the chart I show each time. You can see what's up, what's down. I'm not going to go into this too much today, besides saying that, I definitely think that CDFI or S Fund is going to be one that we should be keeping an eye on. So we'll start looking at that as of this week. STX will be out as of this week. And the fact that we're now starting, if you look at did you buy or did we buy in the green column to the far right, you'll see that we bought a lot of coins this week, including Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana. Now, part of the reason that we did that, you can see in our comment section here, and I know it's harder to see on a small phone, but if you get on a computer, you'll be able to see it okay. And what you should be looking at is, like, why are we doing the things that, why are we starting to buy now? The prices are up. Well, we're feeling like we're just starting to buy a little bit each week. And there's a lot to be said for dollar cost averaging in, and that's what we're going to start doing. If you have conviction that you think Bitcoin is going to 77,000, which is our projection, if you think it's going to 77,000, you will not care that you bought it at 42,000. That will not be like, your sticking point. Now, again, that's only doubling versus something like a dot who we think could go from $7 to $29. So you're talking 3 to 4, times the number versus Bitcoin with two. The difference that you get is Bitcoin is more stable overall. And so, how much risk to reward are you willing to do is the bottom line. So you can see here in our 65%, we bought almost everything this week. And the only reason we didn't buy QNT was because it popped and we put in a buy order, but we didn't get it at the dollar amount that we wanted. So when you're looking at this each week, you should be doing the same things that we are. You have, what ones can you actually, like, we bought some IMX this week in our 5%. We bought Jasmine in the 10% and the 20. Even though we bought some in the 65%, we bought some Atom in the 20% as well. Because we felt like we're coming to the last point where we're no longer going to see these at these lower levels that they have been. And if you look over the last month and a half, they're not at those low levels anymore either. They're not at the highs, which would be like the $9 or whatever for dot. Um, but what you will see is that as we inch up, this is kind of where the bull run will look like too. We've inched up and now we're retracing a little bit, and then we're going to inch up and then we're going to retrace a little bit. Exactly. And each time we're going to buy and sell some, and we'll let you know what we're selling. Okay, now I'm calling it in the vault. So STX goes in the vault, and we were, even though this says 265% over to the far right, we only made 182% on our STX, and we turned that around and we purchased some IMX, and then we also will be buying some S Fund with that money. Because remember, if you're at 5%, and that's only $50 that you can risk out of your 1,000, as soon as that doubles, you have to take your percentage out and put it in the 65, the 20, the 10, and the 5. But you now have more money that you can add to, IMX or S fund, right? So, hopefully you're looking at it like that, and you're starting to see more and more. And your percentages could be different than mine. Your high risk might be 10%, might be. I know people that it's 30%. But I just at this point I don't agree with that. I think that what we can do is we can double or triple our money and stay pretty safe. So, but those are all up to you. This isn't financial advice, it's the Wild West. Lastly, we always show this chart, just where are we? We're farming, staking, accumulating, and diversifying. You've seen as I've walked it through, those are the things that we're already doing. So we're hoping that you are doing those exact same things, that you're having a good time with it. Remember, 2024 has the Bitcoin halving coming up. The Bitcoin ETF is now done. The ETH ETF, I think, will be in 2024, and that new market you'll really see by the end of quarter 1, which I think is going to start pushing for that next level up. I think you're going to see a nice jump in Dot and Atom. We're hoping in Jasmine. We're hoping in some of these other coins as well. But what we do want is um, we want you to take the journey with us. We want you to write about like what's bothering you, what's, like we've had people writing saying, hey, I didn't know the categorization good enough. So that's why I broke that out today. That's based on a comment. So again, I appreciate you guys, and hopefully you're getting something out of this. That's what our whole intent is. And if we can do it better, let us know, because we want to do it better. And if you haven't jumped in yet, you're not too late. You can jump in and be on Coinbase, and some of the coins that we have are not just on Coinbase, so you got to look through and see. But we hope that the journey is a great one. We hope that you smash the like button, and that you'll join us each week here on Crypto Corner. Thank you very much.